It used to be when you were moderator of the United Church of Canada, if you called the Prime Minister's office and said, I'd really like to talk to the PM, you were in. Now you call up and they go, who?
The best work of the church, I think, comes out of its being in the minority that calls to account people to a tradition that has hope, that cares about the common good, and that cares about the common good on the basis of our common humanity, that is not defensive of its dogma. I think the worst thing that we do, churches or any religious tradition does, is be defensive of its dogma. The dogma should set you free, not close you down. And one of the reasons why I get excited about interfaith things, and the book talks about the contribution that the faith traditions of the world can make to averting disaster or to help heal the world in all aspects of our living together, is that every religious tradition in its social ethics says basically the same thing. They all believe in harmony, in peace among people, in respect, in human dignity, in caring for the earth, in caring for those who are disadvantaged. All the traditions have that as their social ethic. So I sort of think if the religious traditions could get out from behind their walls and their dogma and their defensiveness and their wanting to say we're the one true way, if they can get out from behind that, we have religious communities in every intersection in the world. Can you imagine the revolution that would happen if they all said, or even half of them said, or a third of them said, you know, we are going to make a better world together in this community? The revolution would happen in a second. And that's why I've got hope, is that I believe deep down people are spiritual. They know what beauty is. They know what makes for love. They know, I think, if you scratch enough and invite people to probe into their heart, that all of the issues we're talking about are spiritual. Because all of the issues that we face ask the question, what are human beings for? And how are we to live together? And how are we to live together in the earth? To me, those are the three spiritual questions that we need to ask, and that people understand if you have an opportunity to talk honestly and respectfully and not defensively. And I think the almost spontaneous growth of local efforts at saving rivers. I mean, there are literally thousands of little groups in North America who are saving their local river. We've got friends on Vancouver Island, and he's been part of a group where the river near where I forget the name of it, it's a little river near where they live, was dead. And now the salmon are coming back and so on, because they said, we're not going to go to this department and that department, and we're going to look after this river, and we're going to make sure it gets cleaned up. Well, that's happening all over the place. That's just one little example. Now, we may not, the powers that be, the greed, because humankind is also capable of the other stuff, the greed and the plundering might win the day. But what would you rather do spend your time doing? I've got two little grandchildren, and just to be with them, they're open to the world, they're open to the mystery of the world, the wonder of it, and you just love them to death. And I say to myself, well, I can go around with doom and gloom and say, you shouldn't have come into this world because we're going to destroy it before you get to the age 30. Or I can say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I can, because I know there's endless numbers of groups that I can be part of that will try to leave a planet to you that's worth living in and that you will continue to marvel at. Like, what would you rather do with your life? So that's the question. So for me, in a way, there's not a lot of angst about it, because the world will go on without us. So it's sort of like saying, do we want to be part of this marvelous planet or not? Our choice.
The book is Cause for Hope, Humanity at the Crossroads. I'm speaking with the author, Bill Phipps, and Cause for Hope, published by Woodlake.